Thank you so much for joining us. It's Women's View. I am your host, Shiro Wangige. So today we are here still discussing about issues like we always do. In this world, we have different types of sickle cell disease, but today we are going to look at the most common one in Kenya, which is sickle cell anemia. As we all know, this is the month of sickle cell anemia awareness, and so we thought it is good for us to come and talk about it here. So before then, join us in our conversation, GBS TV, all our social media handles, GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. I'm joined by guests, but before that, let us watch a very short video and then we continue with this conversation.
Cell anemia is a genetic disorder in which there are not enough healthy red blood cells to carry adequate oxygen throughout your body. The disorder deforms the normal round red blood cells into sickle-shaped red blood cells. The sickle red blood cells are fragile and prone to rupture. Periodic episodes of pain called crisis are a major symptom of sickle cell anemia, which occur when sickle-shaped red blood cells block blood flow through tiny blood vessels to your chest, abdomen, and joints. Sickle cell is a potentially life-threatening disease and afflicts 1 in every 150 babies born. In Kenya, sickle cell anemia is high in areas prone to malaria, which include the coast, western, and the lake regions. According to a recent study conducted by the World Health Organization and the Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology, it shows western and coastal regions account for 30 and 20% of all sickle cell cases in the country, respectively.
Huyu mtoto ni Emmanuel Saganda. Ni mtoto wangu, niseme ni watano. Wameaga watoto watatu. Na kwa watatu, mtoto mmoja alikuwa na sickle cell anemia, alikuwa na miaka 4 na huyu mwingine alikuwa stillbirth. Imekuwa safari ngumu sana. Kwa sababu nilipompata, alikuwa mtoto mzuri mwenye afya, hakuwa na matatizo yoyote. Lakini alipofunga miaka 2, ndio akaanza kuonyesha dalili ya kugonjeka kila wakati. Nilimpeleka Roysambu, kuna hospitali inaitwa Medanta Hospital, na hapo ndio alipatikana kuna sickle cell anemia. Kwenda kwa nyumba kuelezea babake, alikasirika. Upendo wake kwa mtoto kaanza kudidimia kabisa. Na daktari alikuwa ametuambia ugonjwa wa sickle cell, mtu anaugua sickle cell hafai kuwa na stress yoyote, anafaa kuonyesha upendo. Alijua tu si wengine wamekufa na hiyo ugonjwa, naye baada amezaliwa nayo, sasa ni kifo tu atakufa. Mother-in-law akamsukuma sana apate mke mwingine mwenye atampatia watoto wazima. Sasa hiyo safari imekuwa ngumu sana. Kama maziwa ya kawaida hafai kutumia, atumia maziwa ya soya, hizo kienyeji, maini, samaki, na dawa pia. Kuna dawa anatumia hydroxyurea, inatoka 2000. Anafaa ikunywe kila siku, lakini sometimes juu ya kukosa pesa inabidi anakaa kama miezi 2 kama haitumii. Unapata saa crisis zinainuka sana. Anaumwa na hizi miguu sana na mikono hadi anaacha kutembea. Hata saa akitembea utaona mguu mmoja umeangalia huku. NHIF imeweza kunisaidia, though inanisaidia upande wa hospitali. Akilazwa natumia NHIF, lakini akienda kliniki, kuna kliniki zao zinaitwa hematology. Hiyo situmii kadi, inabidi utumie cash. Sasa hata shuleni nikimpeleka naambia mwalimu, huyu mtoto usimruhusu acheze sana, juu hafai kucheza sana. Akicheza sana anaanza tena kuumwa na miguu.
So having that, now it is the best time that we talk about it here and we all come in and we learn and we have the knowledge, because most of the time this is something that does not have so much attention, and as we know, it is affecting kids, and also it is also sometimes bringing the acts of suicide in our country. So with me, I'm joined with very beautiful ladies that will keep this conversation up, and I would love for them to introduce themselves. Welcome so much, ladies.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My name is Donna Achieng. I am 34 years old. I am married and I'm a mother of 1, and I have sickle cell anemia.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm Lona Odongo. 35 years old, sickle cell warrior and sickle cell advocate.
Okay. Welcome so much to the show.
Thank you.
Kate, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. So I'm happy to be back here so that we can have this conversation and create awareness so that you can also be aware of the sickle cell trait and disease.
Yeah, so thank you so much, ladies, for coming. Karibuni sana, and I'm just so happy that you could make it and come to this show. First, at least we need to tell people what sickle cell is, what is sickle cell anemia? You know, some wanauliza hiyo sasa ni nini, si ndio? It's a good thing that we could talk about it and then explain before we go further. Yeah, so just to highlight, sickle cell anemia is where someone does not have enough healthy red cells in their blood, and therefore they don't provide adequate oxygen, and then because the red cells are supposed to be round, so then when someone has sickle cell, some form like the sickle shape, they are sickle shaped. So, and then they block sometimes they can, in the flow of nerves, the flow of blood, they can bring blockage. And now that could be also a condition we're going to talk about here. So generally, that is what we are talking about. So let us have Donna explain something or tell us something about yourself and how you came to know that you're a sickle cell, you have sickle cell anemia. Yeah.
Okay. I came to know I have sickle cell anemia when I was 16 years old. But in most cases, you find that people with sickle cell, they're diagnosed at a very tender age. I think between 4 to 6 months. But I can say, should I say I'm lucky or something? I didn't have any complications until I was 16. I was in Form 1 and I collapsed in school.
Okay.
Is when my guardian was called because they didn't know what was up. Taken to Aga Khan in Kisumu. They did some tests because I was also a bit pale.
Yeah.
That was the only thing I had.
You were just pale?
Just pale. I had yellow eyes, my nails were yellow and all. So after 2 weeks, the test came back and then I was told you have sickle cell anemia. So definitely the first reaction is, what the hell is
what's that?
What's that?
You didn't even know you were in Form 1. Biology iko imeingia sana.
Not really.
Oh yeah.
We were like, my guardian didn't know. Then he was like,
I don't know.
Ugonjwa umetoa wapi? We don't have it in our family. You know? And I'm like, I'm also young, I don't know what it is. Then he was like, I think it's from maybe your mother's side because I was living with my guardian from my father's side.
Okay.
It's from your mother's side. But after much research and we came to learn that for you to have sickle cell, both parents need to have the sickle cell gene.
Yeah.
So that by the time the mother brings the one gene, you get another gene from the father, they combine and you get sickle cell.
So it has to come from both
parents.
Not one.
No.
So in the case where there's only one person who has the gene, what happens? Can they, maybe the kids, will they be, will they have sickle cell? Will they be carriers?
Okay, like right now I'm married. I have a 6-year-old girl. Her dad is, okay, we call them normal. Normal, and then me I have sickle cell. So basically my girl only took one trait from me because I have like the full-blown sickle cell, SS. So she took one sickle cell gene from me and one normal gene from the dad. So she's just a carrier.
Wow.
Yes.
So then you are telling us then the guardian knew that now it's sickle cell, and then what happened after that?
Okay, basically back, I can say they still didn't have any information. They were always like, wewe utameza dawa maisha yako yote. You see, they don't even give you hope because I think they themselves don't know what we are dealing with. Yeah,
they don't know what it is.
Yeah, we didn't know any complications related. I just knew utameza tu dawa, utakuwa unaenda hosi every 3 months for checkup. That's it. That's the only thing I knew when I was in high school.
There was no hope.
Sorry. And then after that, only that's what the doctor told us. He didn't expound on that. Going back to school, now when the genetics topic came up, people are like, unajua mtu akona sickle cell hata fikisha 16. Okay. I'm like,
you're above 16.
So you have to, you okay, I was that shy girl. So you're like being told you utafikisha 16. So I'm saying, okay, I have like 2 years to go. Let me just live my life to the fullest and all that. But basically, apart from that, that's the only thing I know. You'll never go past 16.
You'll never go past 16.
That one only.
And I think that's also like, it's like traumatization, because I have known people, I even know recently there's a person who is 94 years and has been with sickle cell. Like forever. So they lead a normal life, only that now, because it has not come to the attention of people, we really don't know how to handle them or also give hope. And then because the way you were saying, you didn't know anything, you didn't know what to do, at least if the world was aware of it, they could at least even have a place where they call maybe a mentor or rather someone just to come and give you hope. So having heard from her that kidogo, let me cut you short and let's hear from Lorna.
Okay, personally, my parents came to learn that I had sickle cell at the age of 2 years. Because when I was 8 months, is when the symptoms were visible in me, but it was not confirmed then until when I was 2 years after having suffered measles. That is when now they opted that they do the test just to confirm it. That is when they got to learn that I have sickle cell anemia. So for my parents, it was also a new thing, that's something that they've never heard about. So it was quite challenging for them. But yes, we kept on like that, going on, challenges here and there.
Yes. Talking about the parents walijua when you were 2 years, and now Donna told us that both parents must have either carriers for you to have sickle cell anemia. Does it mean that your parents were okay, or they didn't even know they had they were just okay?
Actually, my parents never heard of the condition before until when they had me. So until when it was confirmed, that is when they even got to learn that is such a condition and such a disease. That was the very first time they were getting to learn that this certain condition called sickle cell. Actually, they didn't. My dad used to call it like, is it sickle cell or single cell? So so okay, then they took it positive. Like okay, of course it was shocking to them. But they accepted. They accepted and were ready to walk the journey.
Wow, that's
Can I add something?
Yeah, sure you can.
Okay, when I was in primary school, the only symptoms I had were yellow eyes.
Jaundice.
Yeah. So basically, when they could come so extreme until you could see they were not even yellow, they were like light green or something. So when I was sent home, there was a time even the kids were afraid of me. Because of eyes, ni kama kuna shetani. So the teacher sends me home, and then I think, okay, when parents have trait, people who have trait, like a very big percentage of them don't have any complications, so they wouldn't know they have the disease or their carriers. So I think my parents they never assumed they had anything. Taking me to a certain doctor, those clinics, the doctor is like saying, macho ni yellow, mpatie tu glucose na carrot atakuwa sawa. You see?
Gonga carrots
atakuwa sawa. You see? So I think parents wouldn't have known because those people have traits. They don't have so much until maybe they're under so much the extreme conditions.
And that is why when you're diagnosed wanashindwa hiyo ni nini sasa? Kuna malaria, we know kuna malaria, kuna typhoid, but hii
umetoa wapi?
That is umetoa wapi, and it's genetic. So I think that's so much, and it's on another level, and actually that's the best thing because tumekuja hapa for awareness and the world need to know this. Kama vile tu tunajua status zetu, Yeah, hivyo ndo inafaa ijulikane. Alafu hawa watu wapewe peace tafadhali.
I'm even wondering if when they were born, when she was born, and when she realized also, it's a long time ago. And even now, we're in the 21st century, and I asked someone when I was coming, do you know sickle cell and anemia? And they're like, what? You know, it's for sure this month, I think tunafaa tupige kelele. They are warriors of the sickle cell disease. Because for sure people really don't know.
They don't.
And you can imagine even the video that we just saw. It's sad that there are so people don't really know. And even when they find themselves in the condition, baba anasema hii ni ya kwenu, sisi hatuna mashida, sisi hatuna deformities or any kind. And it's sad because the society even though in a flow, because even her case, the guardian could tell hii shida ulitoa kwa mama yako. Ama no, I'm imagining she was a high schooler then. Lazima umeiokota mahali. You can imagine the misconceptions that the society holds about this disease, and it's so serious because they said it's life threatening.
Yeah, it is.
So for sure we really need to piga kelele watu wajue, because like you said, usually we go for HIV tests. Nakumbuka when we were in high school learning about the topic on easy disorders. We used to be told part of the things that you should do when getting a sweeter is mpime hiyo sickle cell, rhesus factor and all that. And now HIV is a must. But even in HIV, I can tell you,
ni majority.
Hatupimangi. Mwananga huko and come to realize tuko na ball, you know,
tuanze kujua sasa hali yetu kutoka hapo.
So even this should be taken very seriously. Because if at all you cannot know, I cannot know whether I'm a carrier, that is what you're using, or
until you get tested.
Until you get tested, or until I find my partner also has it and have born a child who has now the sickle cell anemia. So it's something that we really need to take serious about as a society, so that people may know.
And to stop stigmatizing other people.
Imagine.
And huyu akona ma spirit, like, you know, if at all we could have those educations, just like the way we have HIV education. Like right now it's not even easy for a kid to look at you and anakuogopa. Kitambo, before we created that awareness, everybody who is thin akonayo. But until we created awareness, kila mtu now, there is nothing, hakuna hiyo stigma. And as you had a viewer, these people lead normal life. You're going to get it from them. And there are people who live healthy. And for that case, at least, can you give us some challenges that you face, especially health challenges, for us to know before we go to any other challenges, societal challenges, things like those?
Okay, major one that, let's say, maybe I have faced basically, or some others have faced, getting jobs is hard.
It is?
Yes.
How?
For example, like I might have woken up very well, I'm okay. I'm preparing to go to work. Then in the next 5 minutes, I'm in pain.
Okay.
And maybe like last week also I was in pain, because these pains are unpredictable. Boss mgani atashinda ukimwambia leo niko na in pain, kesho niko in pain. When will you do your work proper? He or she will just get tired of you. Kila siku unashinda hospitali. Kila siku unashinda ukisema uko in pain. So I think maybe most of them don't understand. I can't say ati kesho na inaweza kuwa na pain. No. It just comes out of nowhere. Even basically, like I can say maybe I'm in pain right now, you wouldn't know. And for us, I can say I'm in pain, but because our bodies are used to these extreme pains.
Okay.
So it's like we just flow. Maybe when it's extreme is when we seek medical attention. I think most of us walk with our bags or handbags full of meds, pain meds. I can't leave the house without my pain meds. So if this boss kila wakati uko kwa maji, uko kwa dawa, kila wakati sijui umechoka, you just okay, at times you can just feel we have chronic fatigue. At times you just can't do anything, or maybe memory loss. Boss mgani atakuentertain.
Okay, so those are the challenges sana when you have sickle cell. There's fatigue.
This fatigue
and memory loss.
Memory loss. We have a lot. Me personally, I know I have memory loss. I do forget easily. That at times I have to write some stuff down for me not to forget. Or I set an alarm for to do such and such a thing. Fatigue is too much. And basically you'll get people calling most of us lazy, but it's si ati ni kupenda kwetu. When you're extremely okay, like let's say normal people, blood count yao between 12 to 14. So imagining me, I'm surviving on 6.5. Even my daughter's blood level is higher than mine. You see? So basically you can't expect me to do the exact same thing my normal counterpart.
You should relax, like it's relaxing most of the time.
We are always told you know your limit. I can do what you can do, but it reaches a point that I feel I'm straining. I just need to take a few moments back, I relax. After that,
then you pick on. And then you were talking about pain, your body feels pain. Lorna, explain to us, at least tell someone outside what kind of pain, because you know wanashindwa niaje unasikia ukiwa na sickle cell, sasa unaumwa na kichwa, ni kama vile. Try to explain to the viewer what kind of pain are we talking about
and where. How do you feel pain?
Okay, in sickle cell anemia, the kind of pain that the persons with sickle cell go through is known as crisis.
Crisis. Sickle cell crisis.
Sickle cell crisis. So this sickle cell crisis, usually it can start coming mild, like that. But for it to be okay, I think the name can in a crisis kulingana how it is, because it's a kind of pain that escalates. Like it's an episode of pain that begins, and then the moment it starts, when it's kidogo, might just like Donna have said, like we can be here and maybe even have mild pain, but because our body is used to, sometimes it's so extreme that you cannot take it. But because that is like a kind of journey or unapata your mind you can still handle, but it reaches a point that inaendeki escalates from the pain inaendeki ikijiongeza from foot pains to knee pains, because it usually starts from unapata knees, mgongo.
So knees zinaanza kuuma.
They're different.
Then inaenda tu kijiongeza.
Ni kama kwa joints hivi.
Joints. Mostly kwa joints. Okay, let me explain there. Basically inakuanga kwa joints because of the sickle cells. So you find that because like now, if I give example with my arm, you see here is an easy flow. Madam kutoka hivi itakuzitu na but ikifika hapa here it's a joint. Maybe niko nimejikunja ama this. So ikifika hapa hizo the sickle shape cells, they do clog zikifika hapa. To move easily inakuwa ni hard. Inakuwa na hard flow. Na ndio unapata mostly with people who have sickle cell anemia, we are told that the number one remedy ama helping inasaidia ni hydrating a lot. Maji. It does help thin blood or to lighten the blood for easier flow. So that the sickle cell shapes doesn't get to clog because you know it's bumpy. So for the easy flow. So those are the challenges that we encounter.
Now that's when ikinini hapo, that's where una feel pain.
Hapo ndio unaweza kusikia, unaweza kuifeel hapo tu maida knees, maybe like hivyo. So inaendekea escalate. So as we age or as we get older, come out to a sickle cell, unapata it's easier because you get to understand. Unaweza kusikia na hapo unajua na you can take precaution before. So you find that for kids inakuwa ni challenge because a kid atajua by the time you notice the pain is striking you so much, but with someone is an adult you get to understand that.
Ukisikia kadogo hivi you know
at times you can have how do you call it, unakuanga na ka feeling.
Yes, ka feeling. Or when The crisis
kuna
is
tu
about to
sasa
come.
zingine una feel to like your body something is just coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe you can feel maybe your heart is beating too fast. We all have different ways of.
And then when you
Then I'm like, by the pain in a come, so you just know.
Sasa tuulize, you talked of, okay, this is just very literal. You talked of clogging of the
Sickle
sickle cells, yeah? Now I'm imagining kwa joint, nimekaa hivi, and then they clog, siwezi massage.
Yeah, we do. Okay, like those are okay. Tukiongea basically, they are like measures za prevent. Like when ukianza kusikia hivi, you can like take warm water. It helps to because again, sickle cell has its triggers.
Okay.
Yeah, so of which one of the number one triggers of sickle cell is cold, extreme cold. During cold season.
Kukiwa na cold season.
Yeah,
so it should be warm.
Yeah, always warm.
Wow.
Well, because you find that during cold season, muscles was inactive. So when the muscles inactive kwa body or veins,
Zina nini?
hizo clogs nini inakuwa even hard to
flow. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you keep on keep warm and maybe taking hot
Drink hot
it
bath.
helps to keep
Your body
warm.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so that is the number one major effects zina trigger crisis, that causes crisis. Some maybe through that, a lot of junk. Some
You don't eat a lot of
you eat, but with limit, as in you know your limits. Just like she said, you know your limits. You know what
The
causes triggers. Yes.
All right.
Like cold, extreme hot weather as well.
Yes, even extreme.
You sweat. You tend to sweat.
So what do you do?
Someone who is with have sickle cell, you need to be hydrating a lot. So during hot season, you find that you sweating, joto mingi, so
una lose a lot of water.
So unapata that during like hot season, one ought to take like up to a maximum of 3 to 4 liters of water for adults in a day, so as to keep yourself hydrated.
So wewe ukitembea kwa ni maji. Hauachi maji.
You have your.
I think I can also add on that again about the crisis. Okay, like basically she said a crisis occurs. Okay, normal red blood cells you go around and they're flexible, yeah? So they, like when they pass through veins, like ziko too flexible, zitapita tu sawa. But when it's sickled, inazaenda indunga. They are kind of sticky and hard. Sticky and hard. So those zinaenda hivi kwa vein, moja inakwama. Blood inayo inafaa kuendelea kuflow, sivyo? Ingine inakuja inapata mwenzake amefunga inakwama hapo. So zinakuja zinakusanyika hapo. So hapo sasa damu haitaflow. So hapo ndio sasa pain inaanza. And basically people should know it can occur anywhere. As long as blood is flowing, popote kuna damu ina flow, even inside the eyes. There are people who get pain inside the eyes. I've seen that.
Wow.
So you can imagine.
So it's anywhere.
Okay. Alafu in my case, let me describe how painful a crisis is.
Yeah, kindly.
I'm a mother, sivyo? And when I started having labor, I was like, okay, first, I'm a first-time mom. I didn't know I was having labor. I was assuming, mtoto anacheza sana, nini si akae pole pole. I just went back to sleep. I didn't know.
Okay.
Then after a few consultations here and there, I was told, well, we're in labor. But I was like, I didn't feel that
pain. You expected pain.
I was rushed. Because the way mama ni nduru huku na
hakuna unajishow.
Okay, first of all I was like, if maybe this is the onset of labor, so it's nothing serious. Kufika hosi, when the doc is like, uko sure mama uko in labor? I'm like, mimi naumwa. Wakimesha sijui 3 centimeters nini. Kweli uko in labor. Why are you behaving like?
And let us ask you now, why are you not? You are not
in my
pain?
Case.
She's used to pain.
A crisis. In my case, I'm talking from your
experience.
In my case, as crisis, I'd rather go through labor 100 times than go through a crisis.
Now we get the pain.
So towards that anyway, I'm not with her mom, but yeah, like my mom was telling me when she was being told, when she was inquiring more to know about sickle cell and that pain, because when I was sick, crying, because for me, when they what made the doctors learn that I had sickle cell, for a child, because not everyone experienced that. For me, I had swollenness in my hands, here, my feet, like that. So the swollenness is very common for young kids who are
this way.
So through that is inasaidia madaktari kugundua. So in my case now, when I was being crying, you know, when you have the swollenness, so my mom was trying to ask the doctor to get to understand. Then the doctor was telling her that, you know, this pain, we shall experience labor, so, you know, yes, so this pain become a labor. So
my God.
So
and then you can pity that because it's your baby, you know. If it's labor yenyewe inalilisha mtu nakwambia. So I was just okay. I was okay. Anyway, before we continue with that, let me cut you short. I'm now getting to understand what these people go through, and I feel it's really okay for us. I feel we also need to have a way of treating them. They will come and tell us, by the way, when we come back, what would you like, or how do you expect people to treat you? Because I don't think tunafaa ni kila saa kukuhurumia. It also brings hiyo kitu ya nyinyi kwa I'm also a person. So let us take a very short break and then we will be back.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back, viewer. Thank you so much for joining in this conversation. Please still keep this conversation. Join in it, say something, comment. Our social media handle is GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line still is 21144. So before we went for that short break, we wanted to talk about something. You had a case, kindly.
Oh, myself, I've encountered several cases, 2 cases regarding sickle cell anemia. One was in high school. After we learned about the sickle cell anemia, the disorder in high school, there was this girl that had it, but she had kept it to herself all along. And we used to misjudge her. We used to call her the lazy girl who has an attitude.
Oh God.
I think, like they said, they go through a lot of fatigue, and that is the reason as to why she couldn't participate into the activities that we had. You can imagine high school when you're but then she also had an attitude, which I think now looking back, it was because of the support system that she had in her family. Her parents used to visit her often, and I used to wonder why. I used to wonder what's so special about this girl, and I thought, she's been babied until they come, you know, often to see her. But then when I interacted with her once, she opened her heart to me. She told me she had this sickle cell anemia, and that's why she was not participating. And also now having put on this attitude was also to like put away bullies. You know? And also I thought her parents had done a very fine job in, you know, showing her the love, because supporting her. She had a nice support system, which was a plus. Now this other case that I've encountered was pretty weird. It's of a friend. He married after a divorce, and then now he married another lady, and they had a child who was sickle cell anemic. Now you can imagine the drama after that. This child starts to get sick, and the guy is like, I wish I stuck to the previous. Because he felt also that this lady's son was come with this problem, because according to him, they don't have any cases of such issues in their family line. But then I'm so glad to understand that this thing has to, you know, it happens only
from both parents.
When both parents are carriers. So after, you can imagine this guy, you know, he went MIA even in the bedroom matters.
Oh my God.
Because tena hata asipeane ingine alete mtoto mwingine mwenye, you know, akona the same issues.
Be aware of these things.
So the lady was really traumatized, because even her, I think she got aware of the situation then, and the family of the guy telling her that you're the problem. She carried the whole weight on herself. But through fellowship and through being guided, I think they're doing better today because they got another child recently.
Wow, that's nice.
So society, first of all, totally messes you up.
Yeah, it does.
The misconceptions that the society has. So I'm really glad that we are learning these things.
Yeah, and about the misconception. Conceptual that you've mentioned, yes, there are so many of them out there that I believe that still people do believe in, like something that people with sickle cell anemia, they cannot conceive, cannot get married. You can see with the Rachel.
Now talking on that, we talked of fatigue, like serious fatigue. What you're ready to get into the act, and then this fatigue comes in Bomoazi. What happens?
Before like let's say a person with sickle cell or any other health issues, you should your partner has to be on board with you.
Okay.
Si ati saa zile inafika some other matters, the guy is like, wewe unashindanga tu umechoka, wewe unashindanga tu ni mzee.
Ama you're pain every time.
He should be a person who understands. Okay, I can say basically as we can even go for 2 months without sex.
Okay.
Because he's a person who understands. You see? But tell me if you come away into how we live. Before you settle, know whom you're settling with. Because otherwise itakuwa shida. Tell me a guy who in the same house, married,
Now, Lena, that's where you're supposed to tell us. Yes. That's how
I'm imagining in the act.
Not even in the act. Yeah, in the act, yeah. But now imagine, like you're saying, like 2 months. How did you get this person? Or rather, how did it start? Mpaka mmefika mko na mtoto. As young as you look, stop deceiving us with age.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, look at her. She's like 16. I'm not lying, Cindy. Like, you don't seem like a person mwenye akona stress. Because again, I came to learn that a person who has this condition, anafaa kukua hana stress. So how hiyo aje anakuja mpaka leo hatufanyi 2 months like the way these women outside there wananini, you need to teach us.
Okay, it's just not a matter of kufunzana or anything. It's just about compatibility and understanding. Yes. Basically when it started off, I knew him from 2008. So I'm like, okay, definitely there was some disagreement, maybe from a few family members or a few friends or a few church members. They're like, huyu sasa si atakukufia kwa nyumba.
Oh my God.
Huyu utashinda umemaliza pesa yako kwa hospitali kila wakati. Huyu atakupatia mtoto. You hear such things.
Wow.
So basically, definitely, if you're a first time umesikiza such about sickle cell, you can be afraid. Yeah.
Sure.
I won't lie, niseme that it was smooth at first. Yes, we had our own issues, but he took time and he learned about it. And after that, it was a matter of convincing family and friends. So if he can stand up for me, si ati sasa mimi nikianza kukua bashed by the family members or friends, colleagues, amenyamaza yako two sidelines ati mama amesema, dada amesema, manko amesema, ule pastor amesema. No.
True love.
It's just a matter of him. First of all, he has to learn about your condition so that in case of any emergency, lazima anajua, let's say ataka first aid before
sure. Yeah.
See ati ukishaanza, I had a friend mwenye sadly was dumped while in the hospital bed by the boyfriend. And he said, I can't deal. Okay, he had accepted, but uko na sickle cell, so we can move on. But he hadn't seen that when you're at your lowest. You see?
Okay.
So I think he or she should see you when you're good and when you're on your sick bed.
And it's the first thing. So, Lena, I won't say you did, but I believe you did. Tell us about it. How do you do it? Because I feel it's something people need to know. And as she has said, you need to let your partner know.
Yes.
Like even before you go into marriage or what. Like me, I have sickle cell, and then they can decide. Yeah, so Lana, tell us about it.
In my case, for like my first relationship back then, in my 20s, the guy that I told that I had sickle cell, because you know what I need to also put across for my fellow warriors to learn or to know or to do is that once you decide that you want to get your relationship or what you need to do is first let the person know. Let the person know what they are getting into.
Yeah.
So number one, you get to see their reaction and know earlier enough before maybe you get to, before you grow feelings, so that ujue kama mtaendelea or you will break it off. So with the first person that I dated when I was this guy, myself basically, I didn't know much about sickle cell then. Yes, I didn't know. I was 23. I didn't know anything about sickle cell then completely. As in, I even believed some of these myths that people who have sickle cell cannot give birth, they're fragile, they're what. Yeah. So me telling him, he was like, hey, so you have that condition. He was so shocked, and he was like, aqua for it. Okay, hapo nionyesha ile that hatuwezi endelea. But from the when it got to relate before ajue to the point that he came to learn that I have sickle cell. This is the cause. So me having seen that and being that I also didn't understand much about sickle cell myself, I was like, will he really manage this journey with this person? So I broke off the relationship only still 2 months. So like, in a way to nice way to really now the second guy that now I dated, he was very understanding. Because like nimwambia tu kuna vibaga that now we need to know this I call it akaniambia it is just like any other sickness. I cannot because of condition. And we dated go up and down for like up to 2 years and a half. But I believe in his case because I don't understand how suddenly things came and happened. Because after now, his family, on his family side, only have to know because as we were dating, the family like ilikuwa inanijua.
Okay.
But when we were dating, bado chini ya maji, people took it off and after my family wako najua, like my sisters as they want to be dating. Then when time came, because he had gotten transfer, so kwa hiyo long distance relationship, then time came ile alikuwa lazima saa kuje tutamitaja, can go and meet at our sister's place, my sister's place, his older sister. But I think that is the point that he wanted to like declare things in the sister. But before that unajua, hata watu wakidate pia you cannot feature hizi vitu sana. So now that time that we went, I think the sister connected to hapa nakawa ni because we were touchmates. So hapo ndio from there alienda akarudi because he was working fine. Na vile alirudi alienda tu akachange suddenly nini kwa konka kuna issue another lead came kakwa datako hapo nikazo tu hapa must have been the sister ako nikubali and the mtu alikuwa nasikia sister family. So I started seeing the challenge and the tu hapa pia but he didn't have any. So those challenges are there. There are people still when alisema not unless you find someone is ready to stand for you and tell story about serious and your family know is my choice over everything. So I would say that sijakuwa tina nilikuwa na bad experience but this is that those was that much bad like kama watu wengine wanatuadi to them last minute. So since then I haven't taken that kuamua to take a serious date ama kudate seriously because still looking for that person who will be ready like really to kuna ile tu go out nini and also niliamua ile kufanya advocacy but even before you get to explain to someone what you suffer from ashakujua ashakuona you do advocacy.
Okay, so you did that.
So that's why I'm like this is where I am. Even in my Facebook page I put it so that when you get to meet me maybe maybe ujui deep details about it because then I also used to hide, you know ile kuhide kuna hiyo stigmatization ya kuhide na hapo pia alikuwa anaongelea kuna hiyo stigmatization you get ile if you don't come bold enough like the lady that alikuwa anasema shule yao ni the parents ndio walifanya kwa that and that depend but in my case mimi sikujikuta hivyo because even my mama kwa naendelewa sickle cell. Like akisema shule we are called this special case need, but the teachers even wako wanaelewa. So mimi hata nimepitia stigmatization through teachers. Wako like you don't just upendi shule, you know,
because of the things the complications you have.
You miss school a lot.
It's hard to keep explaining, right?
So I never didn't know how to explain. Sometimes mwalimu ati because in the school that nilienda ilikuwa like when you miss school kama ulikuwa mgonjwa, letter from the doctor to prove.
Sasa wewe umechoka, it's the same thing.
Uko na crisis ile yenye maybe ulimanage at home,
hata utaenda hospital,
so you are sick, where is the medical report? You don't have it. So they should be like, well, so I used to isolate myself and the student at school. So people get bullied, and to send this across out there, before you actually say that, if you hear of a situation, try to put yourself into that person's shoe, as in get to understand, even if you don't experience it. Like the way she said that, aliamua befriend you them, but wangeza from form 1 wangimwelani, but it happened kama wanamaliza. You see, so they didn't get better, but later on I can meet friends, even live as an adult, they understand. But at school there, kama walimu wajakuwa accept ama wajui, and when we also encourage that ifundishwe shule.
Because I think now the awareness, watu wakicreate awareness ikuwe open, watu wataweza kujua again, because we will also be in a position of knowing how to treat these people. Sindio?
Yeah,
because
also, from what I gather from them, they live a normal life.
They do.
Pain. Actually, they look younger than us.
And for the record, these people live like they are, like, I don't know, these people, they are beautiful and they're not abnormal. Unasikia ni mtu akona vitu zake anafikiria, they're just okay. Only that sometimes they have those maybe sometimes severe pains, and now you see they know how to manage it. Hata Donna was saying, anakuaga saa zingine body yake ina feel like it's something is about to happen. So then before then anakuwa. So people outside there also need to spread this, that sickle cell anemia is not like sijui ni nini, it's just it's not death sentence, unaona, na sio class.
Yes, like in Nigeria I had a friend when the parents were told like you are a witch, wewe kwenyu ni waganga, kwenyu ni yani you know those bad things, mnakufa mko yellow. Okay, most of them utapata maybe ni wakonde, they're big slim, big stomachs, big heads, very yellow, and then they're maybe cracked lips, and then no,
alafu wenye our take treatment ama imekuwa too extreme.
Okay, at times, like I'm saying, the way I say, we are all different, you see.
Maybe
the pain meds she uses cannot work on me, and maybe the ones I use cannot work on her.
You delivered normally?
Okay, no, but the reason was not because I have sickle cell, my baby was in distress. That's the main reason why I delivered.
Pregnancy life yako ilikuwa tu sawa?
It was small.
And were you having those pains when you were
no, apart from when I was at 6 months, I only had mild pains for like 3 days. That's it.
How often?
I was eating everything, going everywhere. I was okay.
Wow.
And basically, people who have sickle cell, unaweza pata when they are pregnant and they're going to give birth, utapata they're put through transfusions. I've never had transfusions apart from only last year. That was my first ever transfusion. I gave birth with UHB, they call it HB of 6. 6 basically unafaa kuwa unaongezewa damu, and it was through CS. I was okay. I wasn't transfused. Miss J na transfusion.
Even after CS?
No.
Wow. So then these are normal people, guys.
Sure.
To create that love. And then, let us say for a person you live with around there, how do you expect people, or rather friends, to treat you? You know, it's good to know from you. With sympathy, as a different person. Tell us how would you want, in a very short while as we finish up, just being the last thing you are saying, how do you want to be treated?
Okay, first of all, I always say, you have empathy but don't pity me. Okay, like me basically, mi uko na roho ndogo. Utapata kila kati, oh pole, oh sijui nini. I can even start crying and my stress level goes up and my pain goes up, you see. So, just take time and understand what I'm going through. Like, be there, help me when I need that help.
Wow.
But si kila wakati unanipiti and you're not doing anything.
Yeah, so that's nice. So Lona?
So the same way, I don't like being pitied because being pitied sometimes even makes you emotional. Like, so we just same as other people. We can do things that other people can do, just with caution and limits. But there are people who even do things beyond the other way what else can do. So our strength is different. And then again, severity is also these. We have different severities. Like that is a chronic. Because we have like 4 types of sickle cell.
So, sure. So thank you so much, girls, for coming. Kate, finishing line. We are so past time.
Okay, I'm really glad to hear from them because for sure I'm not leaving the way I came in because I've learned a lot from you. And also people need to know, especially the viewer there, please spread the information because it's the month of creating awareness of sickle cell. Let people know. And if someone has this child who is suffering like this, let them be embraced as normal human beings.
So thank you so much, ladies, for coming. How I wish we could have more time, but because of time, we've come to the end of this show. Thank you for the information. Actually, the one I used to get social media is not compared with what you have shared with us. Thank you so much. Wishing you well. Continue not growing old because you guys are shining like hair. Serious stress hakuna. These guys look so young. I don't know whether naona hiyo kwa camera like
high school mimi nakubali.
Yes, and nimesikia age. But anyway, sometimes I say age is just a number. So, viewer, thank you so much for tuning in. We have come to the end of this show, but still keep the conversation running. All our social media handles and also our SMS line. Thank you so much. Until next time, see you and keep safe.